Thank you for being here. The first thing which I want to say is that I want to apologize. I'm not so good speaker as my predecessors were, and even my successor will be. However, I think that my presentation will be interesting, and it will help me to solve this. Okay, so I would like to first start talk in brief why we need linked data, but not just in government. I think why we need linked data also in business data or scientific data. The reason is because today the data are everywhere, but I can't really simple just take them and create something useful. If I want to create something useful like public service or some new application, I have to integrate data and spend my substantial part of resources just to put data together. It will be much better if I just if the situation will be in opposite, that I just take the data from any source which I want to, and spend my resources to create really something which brings added value. So that's why linked data are important. I think they are the right solution for this problem. I came here from Slovakia, but I don't work in public sector. I work in commercial sector in company Datalan as ontologist, a semantic web developer. But I'm a member of data standardization groups in Slovakia, where I'm advocating for using linked data in government. And when I am back in my company, I am advocating for using linked data even in business applications. The key part of my presentation is perhaps this slide. It is how we see semantic interoperability. And since there are many standards from ISA² or W3C, it is a little bit difficult to explain how to implement linked data in government. So we created these 4 levels of semantic interoperability. That in the bottom there is a valid URIs for public resources. We persuade the central meta-informational systems that this system were extended by components for URI management, for the global identifier, which is the key thing for putting data together. So this is the bottom level. Above this level, there are several base registries, several ontologies for base registries data, which are mapped to the core vocabularies provided by ISA. Above this, there are application profiles, like, for example, DKIT APSK or CPSV APSK, which are really good for state which properties of selected entities are mandatory, which are optional, and which are recommended. And the topmost level is expressed as explicit examples. It is necessary to really show how the organization or public service should look like in linked data. Okay, this is once again the something like cookbook, how to implement a link data, not just in Slovakian government, but I believe in any kind of government. And even there is some lesson learned what I want to share with you. In the left part of this slide, there are the vocabularies or ontologies which are describe the data in base registries. On the right side, there are national application profiles, and in the middle there are ISA² standards. We see this middle part as the core, and as time goes, we understand that there is no good just to create our own ontologies for everything. So we realized that the lower numbers of national entities, the better. And we see the solution is to define the national application models, profiles. For example, DKD, PSK, CPSV, and also we created the new profile. It is core public funding vocabulary application profile. So I think these both simple slides just shown how link data can be implemented in the government. I would like also to show you something really developed. You can see the LOT Slovakia. LOT Slovakia is a project of linked open data that are acquired only from the base registries. So LOT Slovakia is filled with just only public data. And this version, 2018, is named Grab for Jan. It is because the Slovakia is struggling with the corruption very hardly. And in April of this year, Jan Kuciak, it's our young investigative reporter with his fiancée were murdered. And Jan Kuciak was writing and making stories about how European fundings are spent in Slovakia. So in a way, we can say he was just he was just a publisher, nothing more. So this version of LOT Slovakia is extended with two important registries. One is the agricultural paying agency, and the second is soil block parts, which are land parts that can be object of fundings. This is LOT Slovakia link data, and I would like to invite you to visit our project named Slowpedia. It is similar like DBpedia. Slowpedia contains the link data from the base registries, and all data are published under the CC0 license, so without restrictions. So you can see how we represent data in legal person register, physical person register, address register, and others registers which were shown in the picture. Okay. So now I am viewing the class which is soil block part. It is class, and I can learn about this entity, what is it good, what it is used for, and since we are talking about linked data, everything is linked with everything. I can see in an instant what are the real SOIC parts in the bottom of the screen. So when I click, I get instant information about concrete SOIC part. However, I would like also to show you something more. Since we are talking about linked data, you can switch the view to see the real that class in the grab form. So this is a class SOIC part, and I can see its properties. And when I move to concrete SOIC part, I can investigate the properties of a concrete SOIC part, where it is located, what is its size, and other properties. You can see there is used geodecade AP because the SOIC part has a type, whether this is arable land or it is vineyard or any kind of agricultural land. Or there is also example how ADMS ontology is used, which represent the identifier of the SOIC part. This is the SOIC part. I switch again to the classical tabular point of view, text view, but I can again transform to the graph view, and I can investigate these its properties. Who is receiver of fundings for this place, and many others. So I can traverse through this data, and this is very, I think, important. I think that all data, our public data, should be linked data, of course, and it should look like a government library. I go to library and I want to read about something about companies, or I want to read something about physical persons, addresses, and different types of things. But all data should be linked together, so I am still so I am able to see all connections which are important to particular entity which I review. I would be much happier to talk about linking business data and public data, and talk about how they live in symbiosis. But the case in Slovakia is now, I think that the progress is limited by the corruption, and I think the link data is great even for this case, just to publish all kinds of entities, relationships, and I think this is what the Slovakia really needs today. Okay, that's really it. Thank you for your attention. I will be very glad to talk to you after my presentation. You can visit the Slopedia. You can download all data, load in your triple stores, and look at the models which were used. All models are, as I said, are mapped and used directly from ISA². So thank you once again.